Hello everyone, welcome to round number 4 of the 44th Chess Olympiad in Chennai, India. And in this round, we'll show you the highlights of the match between the USA and Uzbekistan. In this round also, Wesley needs in a match needed win against Sindarov to even their match against Uzbekistan. Let's check it out. Okay, Wesley was white. He played d4. Sindarov went for knight f6, c4, g6. All right, an interesting approach by Wesley, h4. Sindarov is known for his Benoni, so this is a pretty good, surprising move by Wesley with h4. Now, if we follow the Benoni type of game, let's say d5, and then bishop to g7, for example, knight c3, then d6, e4. If here black tries to castle, white has bishop e2. If we go e6, same Benoni, now we have h5. Takes on d5, for example. Then we can insert some h6 move here, bishop h8, and he takes d5. Right, and then we can go bishop g5, yes. That was Wesley's idea, most probably. Okay, let's say knight to b d7 here, bishop g5 right here. Bishop g5, and white can try to castle queen side here, yeah, with queen c, queen d2, and castle. Or even casting queen side with knight f3 also. But this is an important nail on h6. Okay, so after d5, Sindarov also had his surprise with the Benko, yeah, playing the Benko Gambit. Takes a6, e3, although a takes b5 is not so common in the Benko. Normally, you see bishop g7, knight c3, castles, knight f3, d6. Black waits for the capture on a6, or a4, bishop g4, a3, and then capture. But black went for the early capture on b5 here. So Wesley took on b5, queen a5 check, knight into c3, to, of course, to protect the bishop on b5. Bishop into a6 takes, queen takes a6. Okay. Black also doesn't allow white to castle with this light square from a6 to f1, but if knight takes a6 here, white would go for knight f3. So he doesn't want this knight to control f3, e5 square, yes? So he used the queen, forcing Wesley to go for knight e2. And probably his target is the h4 pawn, because if you capture with a6 and knight f3, the knight is also protecting the h4 pawn. So black has in mind to put that queen on c4 and attack the h4 pawn. We'll see what happens. Bishop d7, castles, a4 and queen c4. That was his main idea. Attack the h4 pawn. But it doesn't matter. The light square here weakness is not so important because we already have exchanged the light square bishop. So white has no problems with g3 here because there's no light square bishop for black. After e6, b3. Okay, this is connected to queen c4, of course. Without the bishop on g2, black tries to attack the d5 pawn. Queen g4. He also has this spin on that rook on a1. Bishop a3, but a counterplay for white. That extra pawn on a4. Attacking c5 now. Knight a6. Rook c1. Takes on d5. Good move by Wesley. Knight f4. Rook fb8. Knight b5. Closing. Yeah. Takes and takes. This pawn is weak. d6, he had to protect c5, bishop e2, another good move. Yes. Create an outpost on d5, removing the defender on f6 to the d5 pawn, or to the d5 square. Rook into b7, takes on f6, takes. This is now winning for the white. Look at the two knights. One on b5, outpost on b5, a strong outpost on b5. Bishop d7, rook d3, protecting b3. Now preparing knight takes d6. Rook kb8, right? Not allowing knight takes d6 for the meantime. With the two rooks, also attacking that b3 pawn. g4. Wesley is trying to go for g5 and f6. Right? And also that knight has no scope. This two knight controls the c7 square. Black had to do something for his knight. He cleared the space for his knight, cleared the square on c5. But Wesley just took knight c5, rook d1. Nice retreat. After takes, knight takes d6. Oh, what a knight. Here, black went for rook a7. Let's take a look at rook d7 here. White has knight e4 and a very dangerous plan of knight f6. If you play king h8, I could just simply play king g2 to stay out of the checks from this first rank. You have a pass pawn here. You have two strong central knights. If you pin, all right, attacking d5, I also have rook to b1, counter on that b3 knight. If you go back to a5, rook e5. Because if you take, then take, there's rook b8, right? The two extra pawns after bishop f8, this rook takes f8, and bishop f8, this rook takes f8. And then I can go back to a8 later on. So rook a7 was played, knight c8. All right, interposing, blocking the defender on the 8th rank, that rook. Yes, attacking the rook on a7. Again, this rook cannot go d7 because of knight d7 check, discovered check. Oops. So after knight c8, black resigned. Where is the rook going? For example, a move like, let's just say, rook a5, yeah, knight d7 is still there. You cannot stop. King f8 is made on d8. While king h8, you lose your bishop. And also, eventually, the game is bishop f8, just rook takes f8. So after knight c8, game over. What a game by Wesley. It was an easy win for Wesley against the Benko. A good surprise with h4, because he knew that the opponent plays the Benoni or the Gurthot. So that's why it's important to know the opponent. Okay, the opponent made the surprising Benko Gambit with d5, but Wesley was in control the whole game. Just take the pawn and let your opponent justify his pawn sacrifice. And in the end, it was actually 2 pawns up for white and a crushing victory also with that final move on c8. Black will lose a bunch of pieces. Yeah. This is a much needed win by Wesley So, because Caruana lost to the reigning World Rapid Champion Noderbeck, which we will also do a highlight in another video. All right, thank you guys for supporting our channel, Charles Max Chess and Charles Max Entertainment on Facebook and YouTube. We will continue our coverage of the Chess Olympiad in Chennai in the days to come. This is Coach Oliver. Stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.